Maybe you have been impressed with the Kanto U2, the U4 and the U6 speakers that I've reviewed over the past few months. Maybe you have been eyeing a pair but you find yourself in a very tight budget situation. Well, the good news is that Kanto has a more affordable model that does not sacrifice what's most important, which is sound quality. Well, here is the Kanto U. Now, similar to the other Kanto speakers, in the box you'll find the remote with batteries, the power cord, a 16 feet speaker wire, 8 rubber feet, and the manuals as well. Now, if you watched some of my Kanto speaker videos before this, you will know that I love speakers to have a very minimalist look like how Kanto has always had, with the very contemporary design as well. So you can expect the same aesthetics with the Kanto U. In fact, it is based on the Kanto U4, sharing the identical dimensions of 5.5 by 8.7 by 7.5 inches. Now you'll find the same smooth rounded edges with a very beautiful slightly textured finish and a solid build quality, but it's only available on a single color, which is the matte black option. And yes, I would love to have a white color at least, but this black kinda looks nice too. Now, the active left cabinet weighs at 2.8 kgs, while the passive right cabinet is just 2.4 kgs. They are slightly lighter than the Kanto U4, and you'll find out why in a bit. Now, each MDF cabinet comes with a 1-inch silk dome tweeter and a high-performance 4-inch Kevlar driver. Now, like the other Kanto speakers, these drivers are exposed without any protective covers, so you may want to place them out of reach of your kids and pets as well. Now, on the front active left cabinet is the familiar control knob and the circular sensor, which has the status LED light. Now, the control knob is also used as a source, volume, standby selector for RCA input and also Bluetooth as well. Now, on the back there's the usual bass reflex port for a better bass response and a basic array of connectivity options. Then there's also the included remote control, which is my personal favorite, that gives you further control including tone control, power, volume, mute, and of course the transport keys. So yes, overall I have to say that the Kanto U is indeed a very likable and also will look great anywhere, whether or not you put this on your desk, your console table, or even in your whole entire TV setup. Now, this time around, I finally got my hands on the Kanto Sub 8, which I've been talking a lot on my other reviews, where from a design and a build qualities perspective, it is also very sleek looking. It has a minimal rectangular box design and the dimensions are 11 by 11.9 by 11 inches and it weighs at 7.8 kgs, which is considered pretty lightweight for a subwoofer that produces this much of low end as well. Then when it comes to the color options, it comes in matte black and also matte white. Now, as mentioned earlier, that the Kanto U is slightly lighter than the pricier U4 sibling. Now, there is a very simple reason for this, which is of course to make the product more affordable. Now, Kanto has excluded a couple of features found on the U4, like the phono preamp, as well as the connectivity options like optical inputs, 3.5mm AUX input, and the USB charge port. Now, as you know, a phono preamp is used to connect a turntable to a speakers like this. So does this mean that you cannot connect to a turntable using these Kanto U as speakers? Well, not exactly, because many turntables out there, especially nowadays, have phono preamps built in, so you can just plug them into the RCA input at the back of the Kanto U and you're good to go. And even if your turntable does not have any built-in phono preamp, you'll find lots of affordable and compact preamps on the TechX website as well. However, Kanto U also shares some of the very good stuff though, including the integrated Class D amplifier that kicks out 70 watts of total RMS power or 140 watts of peak power. It has the same frequency response as the U4 of 60 Hz to 20 kHz plus minus 6 decibels. Now, as mentioned, the Kanto U also comes with the RCA input at the back, the sub out, and it has Bluetooth 4.2 with aptX support for wireless playback connectivity. Then as for the Kanto Sub 8, it comes with a huge 8-inch paper cone driver protected by a grille that is designed for a minimal diffraction, and in addition to that, it also features the Class D amplifier that outputs 125 watts of total RMS or 250 watts of peak power, and it also has a frequency response range of 35 Hz to 175 Hz. Now at the back of the Sub 8 there is the volume level control, the crossover frequency adjustments, the standby power, the phase switch and the line level input. So with that you can always tweak the sound on the Sub 8 to your own personal liking. Now I have been pretty impressed with the Kanto's powered speaker range, and I had the exact expectations for this Kanto U. Now the great news is that the Kanto U sounds exactly like the Kanto U4, so if you love the Kanto U4, you'll find this to be very similar, where it delivers a well-balanced sound and offers good separation of frequency across the range. And in addition, its dynamic range makes it suitable for most types of musical genre, which gives that extra versatility. Now I still love how the soundstage is pretty wide and will easily fill a room or a small studio like this. When you place it optimally, they will give you a nice and a proper stereo image and an excellent center definition. Now with this particular setup that you see, I went with the Kanto SP6 desktop stand for the optimum listening position. Now sound signature wise, the Kanto U is consistent with its other siblings. It is neutral, well balanced, and the mid-range is definitely well saturated with a tendency to be on a warmer side. Now the top end is nice and smooth and has very minimal distortion. Now the U does handle low frequencies very well with clarity. However, if you are a bass lover or you just love to have that added low end, I would again recommend for you to have the superb Kanto Sub 8, because I must say that the Sub 8 has really delivered that low end punch, and bassy track sounded full without any distortion, and definitely a very good companion to the Kanto U or any other Kanto U series speakers for that matter. Now for a quick playlist of songs that I've tested the speakers with, I'll be putting them in the description below for you to get the idea of my sound quality review, which was based on. Now while this is not the best way to gauge a speaker's sound quality, but still here's a sound test with the Kanto U and including the Sub 8 as well.
Move my body back and forth. 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 Another guy looking for the perfect lover, the kind of love you only see in a novel. I wasn't waiting for sunshine and unicorn.
Now Bluetooth connectivity also works flawlessly and you can connect your Android or iOS devices. Now it is a pretty straightforward process by just turning your phone's Bluetooth on, and of course aptX delivers very high resolution streaming on your Android devices, while Apple lossless format on Apple devices provides the very similar performance as well. So there's no sort of a discrimination on what exact device that you use, whether or not it's an Android smartphone or an iOS device as well. So in conclusion, the Kanto U is a no-frills, wireless-capable powered desktop speaker system that is affordable, looks good, delivers excellent sonic quality or sound quality at a very competitive price. Now I'm glad that while it lacks a certain features such as the phono preamp and a USB input for DAC, it does not compromise on audio quality, which is what I love most about them. And I feel that the Kanto U will dramatically improve your computer audio system and your audio on your TV without breaking the bank. Now I know I said previously that the Kanto U6 would be the best value when it comes to making a purchase of this particular U series of speakers, but I think with the Kanto U, you'll get the best bang for your buck under 1,300 ringgit, as the Kanto U retails at only 1,250 ringgit and can be purchased from our friends at TechX Malaysia, and the Sub 8 woofer, which I would fully recommend, costs at 1,550 ringgit. But hey, I would love to know what you think. the Kanto U2, the U4, the U6 or this plain U? Let me know in the comment section below.